Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you can hear us. This is an important seminar or a webinar on ZED certification. I welcome you all to today's webinar for textile exporters, organized by the TEXPROCIL in collaboration with National Division for Industry Excellence, NDIE, Quality Council of India. Now, the key point here is a slogan which was given by our Honorable Prime Minister. We should work for zero defect and zero effect in the manufacturing process. The whole idea is to see that the defects are minimized and therefore the consequences are also minimized, and then you get a quality product in the market. As you would see in the country, a lot of emphasis is now being given on quality production. There is the QCOs on one hand, of course, which have their own story and history. And there is the other voluntary aspect to it, where each one of us who's involved in manufacturing some product or the other, or a service, offering a service, must work towards zero defect, zero effect policy. In today's competitive global market, it's quite obvious quality and efficiency are the keys to unlock new export opportunities for the textile sector, not only for the textile sector, for any sector for that matter, and also a service that you might offer. Now, initiatives like the ZED certification and lean scheme, these are important concepts which not many of our friends in the textile industry may be familiar with. But it's time all of us understand these things because it will benefit us in our businesses as we go forward. They are game changers, which is empowering, especially the MSMEs. This is whole program is in a way sort of directed at MSMEs who have various issues, including lack of resources, where they can, work towards achieving greater efficiencies, greater product standards. So therefore, the MSMEs particularly must be really motivated to elevate their standards so that they can reduce their costs and stand out internationally. So the moment the principle of zero defect, zero effect is sort of imbibed in us as a value which we cherish, you will see that the returns will be something which will be far more than what we have invested in terms of our time, money, and resources. Now, to take us through this entire gamut, because this is a very important subject, and we have an expert here in Shri Sharad Dutt ji. He is the Deputy Advisor in the National Division for Industry Excellence. So this whole body is devoted to industry excellence. Quality Council of India, from the Quality Council of India. And he will guide us through a comprehensive session covering a few critical subjects, which some of us may ignore in our daily routine. We may not be really focusing on them, although this is very important. First is an introduction to the Quality Council of India and its important role. Number two, the vision and eligibility for ZED and lean schemes. The step-by-step ZED certification process. Key ZED parameters across certification levels. Exciting benefits and incentives for ZED certified MSMEs. Mind you, if you have a ZED certification, you are also eligible for certain incentives. Lean scheme levels, implementation benefits, and of course the associated costs, which definitely will be incurred when you are striving for excellence. This knowledge will help all of us, you and all of us here as well, with actionable insights to certify the units of production, optimize the operations, drive export growth in the product sector concerned. So whether you are yarn, fabrics, home textiles, or any of the allied sectors of the textile industry, this will be an important session so that we are in a position to strive and offer the best quality product in the world market. Before we start this session, let me introduce our faculty, Mr. Sharad Dutt ji. He is currently serving as Deputy Advisor, Technical Support and Capacity Building in the National Division for Industry Excellence, as I mentioned, at the Quality Council of India, QCI. He holds a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering and a postgraduate certification in general management from the Indian Institute of Management in Kashipur. With close to 2 decades of professional experience, he has worked extensively in the automotive industries, auto ancillaries, and electrical industry. So, some of the disciplines in these industries are also applicable to precision industry like the textile industry. His core expertise lies in quality functions and quality management systems across sectors, with a strong focus on operational excellence and a process improvement. So, all these, ladies and gentlemen, are very, very important aspects of the manufacturing process. And each of us in the session should strive to get the maximum benefit of his expertise. I'm sure this webinar would provide enough takeaways for the industry members present here. We look forward to a detailed technical session with Shri Sharad Jadji. And now over to you, Sharad Jadji, for taking us through your presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for giving the brief explanation of this session, which is to be conducted now, and brief introduction of myself as well. So I hope everyone would be aware now what all the session is about. So let me start the session now, and let me share my screen. Once the screen is visible to everyone, please let me know. I hope the screen is visible to everyone.
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
Wonderful.
thanks for the confirmation. Okay, as the management of TEXPROCIL has also communicated to all of you that today we are going to discuss about the schemes of ZED and Lean, which are run through QCI as an autonomous body launched by Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So these two schemes I'll be explaining to you about like what is all about these two schemes, what are all the benefits for an MSMEs which through these schemes it can be availed, and apart from the commercial benefits, what is the vision and eligibility of the scheme, and what kind of parameters will exist in these schemes. So all these will be will be given an overview of the same. So based on that, maybe you can find it very useful for the MSMEs. So let's begin with the table of contents. First of all, I would like to brief you about just a quick brief about the QCI, then the vision and eligibility of the schemes. What are all those schemes? What is the purpose? To which sector it is applicable? And then Z process and parameters will be listing out, and then benefits and incentives being offered to MSMEs through this scheme. Then about the lean scheme and what is the benefit being offered to the MSMEs through this scheme, and how much is the cost of the lean implementation. So all these will be covered in the session. First of all, about the QCI. So QCI is an autonomous body set up by Government of India and Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So this is having the governing council headed by the chairperson of QCI, and then under governing council there is a governing body which consists of 21 members. Then this governing body, under this there is a secretary general. The secretary general is the head of this organization of QCI, who is heading all these boards and divisions which are being shown over here. So QCI is having 5 boards and 3 divisions. So starting with the NABL, National Accreditation Board for Testing and Laboratories. So this board is basically giving the accreditation to the testing facility and the calibration laboratories. And we have over 8,500 plus accreditations already given pan-India. NABET, second board is National Accreditation Board for Education and Training. Like it is applicable for schools and colleges. So 8,000 plus educational institutions has already accredited and approved by, you can say that from NABET. NABH. NABH is National Accreditation Board for Hospitals and Healthcare Providers. So as the name signifies that it is applicable for the hospitals, and 14,000 plus accreditations, certifications, and empanelment for the healthcare providers we have already given across the pan India. NABCB is National Accreditation Board for Certification Bodies. So we have 250 plus accredited certification bodies from NABCB. If an MSME is applying for an ISO certification, I'm giving just example from a certification body. That certification body is being accredited by NABCB. So we have 250 plus accredited certification bodies from NABCB certified. Then last is NBQP, which is National Board for Quality Promotion. So this board will work on various quality initiatives across the nation, rural villages, everywhere. 50,000 plus individuals or members or organizations have been impacted by this board, and we are, penetrating quality aspects in every corner of the country. So this is all about the 5 boards of QCI, and we have 3 special projects group which is called as divisions. So first is called as PPID, which is Project Planning and Implementation Division. So here we are getting the projects from the government, and we are getting projects from ministries, and we are deliberating it, and we are delivering those projects in a timeline, and we have more than 300 plus projects across 50 plus ministries from which we have received it. Second division is PAD, which is Project Analysis and Documentation Division. This applies to some voluntary certification schemes, such as for drones, for IUs, for cybersecurity, for agriculture, etc. So this division basically deals with those voluntary certification schemes which are from Government of India. Third division is National Division for Industry Excellence, which I belongs to, and this division is basically dealing with all the MSMEs, and we have 3 schemes into it. 2 schemes belongs to Ministry of MSME, which is ZED and Lean, which we will be covering today. And third scheme, which this division holds, is summer certifications. So summer scheme is belongs to defense sector enterprises. So this scheme not only belongs to MSMEs, it is applicable for large enterprise also and for service sector also, right? So as of now, 6 lakh plus MSMEs got Z certified as on the system. You can visit our portal also for the same, and we are on the good go with the lean certifications also, which we will be seeing in an upcoming slides. So this is overall view about the QCI. I think many of you might not be aware about QCI. So this gives an overview about it, and you will be seeing that yes, QCI is impacting every citizen, every organization, everywhere in the country, so that our country will grow, a nation will grow. So now we will be covering the portion of the main agenda is about the Z and MCLS, which is MSME Competitive Lean Scheme. So these 2 schemes, let us go through it. What are all these about? Z. Before going forward, just I'll tell you about the Z. Z is zero defect and zero effect, which already they have told in the opening speech. So zero defect means the products which we are manufacturing, which an MSME is manufacturing, those should not contain any defects or rejections. And zero effect is that the processes through which those products are being manufactured should not have any negative impact on the environment. So that's why its scheme is called as zero defect and zero effect. It focuses on quality as well. It focuses on environmental sustainability as well. So this is an holistic approach, we can say that, which it contains the parameters which a successful organization must have. Vision of both the schemes is to improve the MSME manufacturing systems and processes. Once they improve their system and their processes, they will become competitive. Once they become competitive, they will transform themselves as a national and international champions. So this is about the vision of the scheme. And eligibility criteria is the every MSME who is going to apply for the schemes, for both of these schemes, they must have the Udyam registration number. So with this Udyam registration number only, they can be able to apply for the scheme. Now, if we talk about why MCLS and Z. Can say that. So MCLS, which I will speak now lean, I will say as lean. So basically lean is a powerful tool which minimizes the process or manufacturing wastages. In terms, it will increase the productivity. It will enhance the productivity. Once it's minimized the wastages, suppose a defects or rejections has been minimized or eliminated. So the MSME will become more competitive. Their operational manufacturing costs will reduce, will come down, which will lead to the higher profit margins. Coming on to the Z, Z is basically a holistic approach which demonstrates the maturity of the organization, how mature the organization is, how mature the system of the organization is. Through this approach, through this systematic process, it's a gateway to multiple certifications also, or multiple incentives, we can say, which are offered from the government, either from the central government and state government, and some of the financial institutions also, right? So Z is basically a standard creator, I can say that, and lean will minimize the wastages in the process. Now we'll go through about the Z certification process and the okay. So we'll go through the Z certification process and the parameters involved into it. First of all, I would like to tell you about there are 3 certification levels in the Z, starting from the Z bronze, which is the basic level of the certification. Basically, it nudges the MSMEs towards the journey of quality. Can say that. So it contains a basic 7 parameters, and the full process is completely paperless. There is no hard copy required anywhere during the registration process till the certification level achieved. Everything will go through the mobile app and the web portal, mostly through the mobile app only. So this is a completely paperless process, right? So coming on to the Z bronze, initially once we register into it, we'll take the pledge, we'll take the undertaking of compliances, and then we need to upload the necessary documents as per the parameters. Once the documents are being uploaded in the portal or in the app, mobile app, then those documents will be verified by the assessor, which is empaneled with our QCI. And then after the successful assessment or verification by the assessor, if everything goes fine, an MSME will get the certificate of Z bronze within 24 hours. If suppose any non-conformance is there in the system during the verification process, then assessor will mark that non-conformance related to that parameter, and the MSME will get the 5 attempts to clear that non-conformity within 30 days. So that is about the Z bronze. Now coming on to the intermediate level, which is Z silver, the document uploading process will be similar till that. We have 14 parameters into it. Z bronze was having 7 parameters. Silver, being the intermediate level, is having the 14 parameters. Again, the same process will be done and verification by the assessor. Once it is verified, then MSME and the assessment agency has to discuss a common date for the on-site assessment. So the on-site assessment will be carried in Z silver. In Z bronze, there will be a online assessment, not on-site. Here in Z silver, on-site assessment of 1 man day will be carried out. Assessor will be coming to the premises of MSME and verifying all the documents for the 1 man day over there. Based on his recommendation in the assessment report, the silver certification will be issued. If any non-conformity found during the assessment process, then MSME will get the 5 attempts to clear those non-conformities within 60 days of time. Z gold being the highest level of certification level, it contains 20 parameters. It reflects the highest maturity level of the organization. The process will be similar, same as of silver, and there will be on-site assessment for 3 man days in Z gold. So based on those 3 man days of assessment, recommendation, and based on the assessment report, it will be done. Once any non-conformity is there, so in Z Gold also 5 attempts will be there within 60 days of time frame. We need to close those non-conformities. So coming on to the Z parameters, just I would like to give a brief overview on the Z parameters. Z bronze being the basic level, it contains 7 parameters as I already told you. Starting from the leadership, Swachh workplace. Swachh workplace is nothing but like 5S of cleanliness. Then workplace occupational safety, measurement of timely delivery, quality management, energy management, measurement and analysis. So these are the 7 parameters in which there are some requirements being mentioned in this standard. So you need to go through those requirements and you need to prepare and upload the documents accordingly. However, you can download the Z standard from the portal also. There you can see what are the requirements mentioned under these parameters, all these 20 parameters. Z Silver being the intermediate level, it contains 14 parameters, starting from the human resource management, the daily works management, plant maintenance and calibration, process control, product quality and safety, testing certification, materials management, and environment management. And Z Gold being the highest level of certification, it contains 20 parameters. So starting from the supply chain management, risk management, waste management, Mudamura and Muri, these are, some of the lean part is already covered into Z also. And these are 3 waste terminologies are Japanese terminologies, and these contains of wastage belongs to the manufacturing process. Then technology selection and upgradation, natural resource conservation, and corporate social responsibility. Once you look after it, all the 20 parameters, you will find that yes, Z being the holistic approach, it contains all the necessary parameters which a successful organization must have. So if you religiously follow all these parameters, definitely your systems, your processes, your standardization, everything will improve from the Z itself. Now coming on to the part of benefits and incentives for the Z certified MSMEs. Okay, for commercial benefits, anyhow, it will be shown in the upcoming slide. As of now, we have listed down, apart from the commercial benefits which a government will give, these are the benefits. If an MSME religiously implement all these parameters, their operations will become streamlined. They'll be having a lower manufacturing cost. They will be having a superior quality, reduced rejection, and higher revenues. They'll be having increased environmental and social benefits. Okay, if an international customer seeking investment in India, they'll get a credible recognition also as your name after it's certified. It will reflect in the portal also. Anybody can see your name in that portal, can search your name. And last but not the least, it will reflect as an image of a responsible enterprise. So being a Z certified MSME, it will reflect as an image of a responsible enterprise. Whoever comes to your place, either a customer or a visitor, they will see, yes, all the proper parameters are being implemented. All the necessary systems are available. You are a very responsible enterprise. You are focusing on corporate social responsibility as well. So all these, benefits will come to you. All these things will have a positive image in for you in the market. So coming on to the incentives part, which a government is giving to the MSMEs. First of all, as a financial assistance, subsidy on the certification. All 3 levels bear some certification cost, which I'll show you in the upcoming slide about the numbers, about the prices. So that certification cost subsidy also will be given by the government on that certification cost. Second is financial support for testing systems and product certification. Once you have become Z certified and you are suppose doing some kind of a product testing from a NABL accredited lab, or you want to upgrade yourself to any ISO certification, or you would like to apply for a BIS license, okay, etc., etc. So you will be getting a financial support on those also, right? The third is subsidy on handholding. Handholding is a consultancy. So handholding is an inbuilt component in this scheme. Once an MSME decides to go for the handholding, suppose they think that they are okay for bronze there, but they don't have too much competency on silver or gold certification level. So they can apply from on the handholding also in this scheme through online itself. A consultant will be assigned to you by QCI, and the subsidy on that handholding cost will be given to the MSME by Government of India. Fourth is subsidy on technology upgradation for zero effect solutions. Once an MSME avails the handholding, so consultant will be coming to your premises for roughly 3.5 to 4 months, consisting of 14 man days. So once the consultant is visiting to your premises, and he will see if any type of technology can be upgraded as per your process and products, which is zero effect solutions, which is a better technology. We have a list of 828 technologies which are being provided by ministry. So if that technology the consultant will recommend to you, if based on the consultant's recommendation, an MSME plans to buy that technology, then they'll be getting a subsidy on that technology upgradation also. I'll tell you the numbers as well. So apart from this financial assistance, there are some graded incentives which are being offered by the states or financial institutions, which you can visit our portal also to have a detailed overview all of these incentives and subsidies which are being offered by Government of India. So I'll tell you the portal address also in the upcoming slide. Now coming on to the cost part, like numbers. So as I told you, financial assistance in testing systems and product certification, you will be getting, an MSME will be getting up to rupees 50,000 of they can show they can show the invoice, or they can upload the invoice as per the follow the protocols, and they'll be getting a subsidy of up to rupees 50,000 straight away for any of the levels. And once an MSME avails the handholding, so handholding cost is rupees 2 lakhs for roughly 3.5 to 4 months, but a government is giving on subsidy on this cost of handholding of 2 lakhs. For micro enterprise, it is 80%. For small, it is 60%. And for medium, it is 50%. That means a micro enterprise will have to pay only rupees 40,000. Means 80% of 2 lakhs is borne by Government of India. 40,000 has to pay by MSMEs. Likewise, for small, it is 60% of 2 lakhs. For medium, it is 50% of 2 lakhs. So if you compare the cost of a micro enterprise, it is negligible. It is a peanut. 40,000 rupees only for the 4 months of consultancy. Nowhere else exists here. Now, third one is support in technology upgradation for zero effect solutions. Once a consultant has visited your place, and he will recommend the technology, and if you buy, an MSME buy the technology, then they will be getting up to rupees 3 lakh for that technology upgradation. So combining all these three, roughly 5 to 5.5 lakh rupees an MSME can get up to each certification level. Suppose an MSME takes the bronze certification first, then he'll get rupees 50,000 once he applies for it. Then he will upgrade to the silver level, suppose. Then he will get again 50,000, and he applies handholding, then 2 lakhs, and then again 3 lakhs. Likewise for gold also. For railways, there is special concession on the parcel special or Vyapar Mela. We have tied up with 17 banks. So if an MSME applies for a loan, then they'll be getting a special concession in the processing fee and rate of interest. Apart from that, state governments is also giving the incentives which you can visit through our portal and get overview of the same. Now coming on to the certification cost, for all the three levels. For ZED bronze, it is 8,000, silver it is 32,000, and gold it is 72,000. Right. So subsidy will be the same ratio: 80% for micro, 60% for small, 50% for medium, and for women-owned enterprise, there is nothing to pay. Not even a single rupee needs to pay for a woman-owned enterprise. So, apart from that, this ratio, additional subsidy is that a limited purpose of rupees 10,000 joining reward. Once the MSME register it into the portal, ZED portal, they will be getting a joining reward of rupees 10,000, which will reflect in your portal, in your account. You can adjust this rupees 10,000 in any of the certification level one time. So by this way, a ZED bronze will become free of cost. However, an MSME can adjust or mitigate this 10,000 rupees amount into silver and gold as well, apart from this ratio of subsidy. Apart from this reward also, 5% additional subsidy will be applicable for the Spurti or a micro, if an MSME is a part of Spurti or a micro small enterprise cluster development program. So apart from this 5% also, there will be additional 10% of subsidy if an MSME is owned by SCST or it belongs to NER region. So likewise, macro enterprise, if it fulfills all the requirements, they'll be getting up to 95% of the subsidy. So that's why that is called as a highly subsidized and incentivized scheme. So government is also pushing for the MSMEs to adopt this scheme, to implement this scheme into their level, so that you will get subsidy also and you'll get your systems improved also. So if you, I request everyone that you should visit a website of ours like z.msme.gov.in. There you can filter the state, you can filter the certification level, and you can view all the benefits and incentives which are applicable for you. Okay. Now, slightly I'll touch upon the lean scheme as well, which is another scheme by Ministry of MSME. Lean scheme contains three levels. Sorry. So first is basic level, which is level 1. This once an organization enrolls for it, so they will be going through a capacity building through e-learning modules. Once an MSME goes for e-learning, and at the end of the e-learning, they will be going through a small exam. And then once they clear that exam, then they will be getting a certificate of basic level as an individual organization. Going forward, for the intermediate level, an MSME, individual MSME cannot go for this intermediate level. They need to form a cluster, a GOE, group of enterprise. One GOE must contain minimum 4 MSMEs, maximum 10 MSMEs. Okay. Once they form a GOE, group of enterprise of minimum 4 and maximum 10, then they can go for further level, which is intermediate. In intermediate level, there will be a 6-month consultancy. Again, the consultant will be assigned, allocated to you by QCI. Consultant will be coming to your premises for the 6 months, and they'll be doing the gap assessment and implementation of basic lean tools for 6 months. Going forward, the same GOE will go for advanced level. Advanced level is a 12-month consultancy, and there will be a advanced lean tools implementation during those 12 months. So overall, we can say that as a GOE, this scheme is, timeline is contains of 18 months of consultancy, in which a bigger transformation will happen to the MSMEs, and definitely they will become profitable once they apply the lean tools in their systems religiously. Just I would like to have a quick, review of the benefits of the lean implementation. Sometimes are very, very basic examples, but yes, it gives some very good impact. We can say that. In the first photo, you can see that preservation of wires is being done, and the terminals may interact with each other and may damage. In the after photo, just a simple solution, cut PVC pipe and store them, preserve them wires like this, so that terminals will not get in contact with each other and they will not be damaged. So by this way, our quality will improve, and one of the MSME has saved almost 30,000 per year. So these are some of the things which are very, very basic. Unnecessarily, the materials are being stored which are not in use. because space is also equivalent to the cost. Once we clear those space, definitely it is a saved cost. Space freed up means cost saved by the MSME. So this is just a very basic examples. I can say that once a consultant will be coming to you, they'll be guiding you for the advanced lean tools as well and for the basic lean tools also. This is one of the organization who has taken the lean tools scheme, and they have applied the lean tools very effectively. They were the 3% loss making company earlier, and after the application of lean tools, they will have transformed into 12% profit with lean implementation. So from -3% loss making to 12% profit. That's what the power of lean tool, I can say that. Now coming on to the lean implementation cost. For the basic level, it is free of cost for all the MSMEs who are being enrolled into this individual organizations. Once we proceed for the intermediate level, the implementation cost, I can say that for the hand holding is 1,20,000 plus taxes. However, MSME has to pay only rupees 12,000 plus taxes. That means 90% subsidy is being given by the government. So only 10% MSME has to pay. So 12,000 rupees for 6 months of hand holding. It is negligible amount, I can say that. And going forward for the advanced level, the implementation cost is 2,40,000 plus taxes. However, MSME has to pay again a 10,000 of this. That means 24,000 plus taxes. So 90% cost is government subsidy. So combining together intermediate plus advanced, an MSME has to pay only rupees 36,000 for the 18 months of handholding. Apart from this, additional 5% subsidy also you'll be getting. Once while filling the form, you need to, if you are, referred by industry associations or any OEM, you can fill that while filling the form. Once after verification, additional 5% subsidy will be given to the MSMEs. Right. So suppose TEXPROCIL is the association, and once you are enrolling for the lean scheme, and you are, you while filling the form, you are mentioning that you have been referred from the industry association TEXPROCIL, you will be getting additional 5%. That means for an intermediate level, you need to pay only rupees 6,000. Again, 6,000 rupees will be discounted for you. So once a woman or a CST owned or a Swurti cluster NER located, so all these will get the 5% additional subsidy as a lean implementation cost strategy. So the portal of the lean is lean.msme.gov.in. You can visit this portal. You can have a brief overview of what kind of lean tools, how many GOEs are being formed, how many are in progress. So everything will be listed out over there. You can visit this. You can see the benefits, and you can have, if you have any queries afterwards, you can contact us also. Now combining all like summary of incentives and benefits together for the ZED and lean schemes. So an MSME can get roughly approximately or up to 20 lakh rupees benefits if it applies systematically, and if it avails the benefits which are being offered by Government of India, then roughly they will get up to around 20 lakh rupees benefits. Capacity building, yes, it's a part of program. So lean implementation, it is mandatory to go for the capacity building for the handholding. So your employee skills will improve. Once their skills will improve, definitely your system will improve and you will be having a better position. Concession on the processing fee of the bank loan, as I already told, you will be having improved productivity and profitability. State government incentives also you can avail it. Last but not the least, you will be having a brand visibility, credibility. Once you are ZED and lean certified, you will be having your visibility in market and you will be having more credibility. That means you are having all the necessary systems in your organization, which a successful organization must have it. So with this, I will end my presentation. Now I will ask, is there any questions or any queries by anyone?
We will take up. Thank you very much, Dutt sir. Very very lucid and very clear presentation by you. And you can
Thank you.
see, ladies and gentlemen, the amount of incentive that you get, almost 20 lakh rupees you can get by adhering to these standards, and it is in our own interest, plus the additional benefits you get because you produce quality goods. So a couple of questions are there in the chat box, sir. पहला तो ये कि support for which kind of certifications? Various types of certifications are being demanded in the textile sector, by private institutes, GRS कई हैं. तो किस तरह के certification इसमें cover होते हैं? That seems to be the concern here.
Okay. So these are the ZED is purely certificate for the India. Okay, it is not applicable for the abroad as of now. So ZED is having his own identity, his own certification. It is applicable basically in India, and we are pushing through various channels, like through PSUs or through OEMs, that their supply chain should adopt ZED certification. So rather, we can say that we should not link with this any international certification. ZED is having his own identity. It is a holistic approach. It is not basically covering only like ISO 9001. It covers only QMS. It covers QMS, it covers EMS, it covers safety, it covers Swachh workplace, it covers environment, health. So it is basically a win-win situation. We can say that.
Okay, that means for domestic certification that you may require, you can definitely get this subsidy. And solar paneling, subsidies for solar paneling, I don't know.
See, actually, we have 828 technologies which are being listed in the ministry. Once a consultant will be coming to your place, because without consultant recommendation, you will not get the subsidy on technology upgradation. First of all, if you think that without handholding you will get, no, this is a part of scheme. Once you avail the handholding, then only consultant will recommend, and then once he recommends, you will be getting a subsidy. So consultant will be the better position.
Or this solar panel included for improving, let's say for instance, in improving non-conventional energy, or environmentally safe. For instance, solar paneling is definitely part of
because see, subsidy is for green effect solutions, zero effect solutions. So solar paneling is also a zero effect solution. Yes, consultant will recommend.
That will come if there is, of course, as he rightly says, if there is a consultant, they comes in, maps your requirements and recommends that yes, and if you have said this is what I want and he says yes, then you will be getting that subsidy for that particular activity. That's quite clear. Is that clear? So export clients, well, friends, it is for domestic, for a manufacturing unit. So whatever for manufacturing purposes you need certification, it will help you. It may not really cover your export, certifications which the buyers are requiring for different purposes. That is not technically covered in this particular ZED certificate. Am I right?
Yes, you are right, sir. You are right.
So there you are. So is there any provision for power subsidy to Z-rated units? Power में कोई subsidy मिलेगी इसमें?
No, will not get subsidy. The subsidy which are being listed over there, that only you'll get.
Okay, so not, for instance, power cost is very high in the textile industry. So if you get
through energy management parameter, you will save the power.
Okay, wonderful. So if you follow the norms, you will automatically save power, and therefore the bill will be low. Okay, that's a good point, sir. Very good point. And then, is there any time-bound validity for Z certification?
Yes, Z certification validity is 3 years.
Okay.
And after 3 years, again, you need to reapply for it. In these 3 years, you will be getting a surveillance audit for 2 times.
Okay.
Okay, like ISO, it is similar.
Okay, right. And textile is multiple. How can they get subsidy? You see, there is another program for that. That is in the your export promotion mission. So that's a separate subject. We will take you offline and help you out with that query. Okay. Any other queries, sir? Basically, this is about zero defect, zero effect. So if whatever processes you try to adopt with the help of a consultant, and if it makes you in the sense that it helps you, then it is covered in the subsidy program that they have. Any effort we make to make Z certificate acceptable by other countries? Mutual recognition agreement में आता है ये? Suppose we have a ZED certification, sir, as an SME. But do you think I get some recognition in the other markets? Overseas?
No. As of now, no.
As of no. But then yes, that's a good point that can be developed as we go along in
Yes,
the ZED certification system. Can it be certification available for new projects, kind of greenfield project? Greenfield hai, brownfield hai?
See, if you are a greenfield, enterprise now, and you have already established, and you have started the manufacturing, yes, you can apply it. But
You're
once it
going
is
to start
established,
factory cover nahi hoga.
yes,
Factory going to be start wo nahi hoga.
I
mean,
once you
conceptual
have
thing,
started manufacturing, then it will be applied for you.
उसको upgrade करना चाहते हैं तो you can get.
Yes,
If current
exactly.
manufacturing can be. There is provision that on working capital ZED gold units, 0.50 concession can on term loans and working capital. Is it true?
There is provision that on working capital ZED gold units.
Yes, gold
Once you apply for the loan as a ZED gold certified unit, you'll get a concession on the term. You'll get a concession on the loans, processing fee or rate of interest. But how much percentage? Some banks may give 0.2%, some may give 0.25%, some may give 0.5%. Yeah, it will vary. But yes, a special concession will be applied to you.
Very good. That's a very good thing. And then applicable medium or large scale? SME का है ना sir mainly.
ये माइक्रो स्मॉल एंड मीडियम के लिए है.
मीडियम की डेफिनेशन जा रही है.
Not for large scale.
Not for medium की definition is going to almost 500 crores.
Yes.
आपको मिल जाएगा. Excluding
it is
export.
applicable for medium also.
हाँ तो medium को cover हो जाएगा. I think most of the
large
textile units will come in as far as we can see. And SMEs, who are all these ZED accreditation agencies?
See, we have this data with us. Okay. So this is a confidential data. We can say that we have with QCI. So once you are going to have assessment planned, definitely you will be given a contact details of that assessment agency in your region, so that you and assessment agency will be coordinating with each other for the onset assessment, right? You'll be getting the details once you apply for it.
Accredited agencies are like examiners, sir. So they are confidential in a way. But when you go there, the details will be shared with you.
Yeah, once you apply for it, you will get the details.
Can you go directly to ZED Gold, or you have to go step by step?
We can go directly to gold also.
You can go directly to gold. Chaliye, very good. So that's a good thing. और बताइए sir, it's a good discussion we are having. Any more queries? Because it's an important.
If we are directly going to the gold, and like you will not get the benefit which you missed in silver. Okay, I recommend apply for a bronze. Take the benefit from the government. Take the money amount. Then you go for a gold. Okay. Then again take the benefit.
तो ट्रिपल बेनिफिट है. हर स्टेज पे बेनिफिट है, वो लेके ऊपर चढ़ते रहिए.
सिल्वर को स्किप कर दो आप, ब्रॉन्ज और गोल्ड कर लो, then you will get the benefit.
Correct. You can really manage this very well.
However, you can directly go to the gold also, but this is your loss also, commercial point of view.
Wonderful. Any other queries, sirs? Anything else that you would like to understand? No? From Dutta? It's been a very fruitful session. A lot of, frankly speaking, this area was not well known to many people. Before हो गया, और we can, ये तो आ गया, जवाब आ गया, directly to gold बता दिया उन्होंने. Medium, large scale भी हो गया. You see, try to understand this. Go to the website, sir. Try to get more details. And if you have more queries, you can mail it to us. And that SAP is available to us to explain in detail. So more and more units, especially the MSMEs, should take advantage of this, because it helps in sort of, their upscaling. And they will be able to scale their operation. They will be able to benchmark their product lines. And they will also get quality certification.
Textile company more than 500 crores cannot apply because it will be in large enterprise then.
Quite right. More than 500 को नहीं आएगा. That is true. Almost 95% of the units will get covered in textiles. There are बहुत कम लोग हैं जो इसमें above 500 crore के लोग हैं. Some day ago we had a webinar about preparedness for EU market. They had many requirements, safety So it is required that QCI establishes Z in you and makes it acceptable to them. चलिए वो तो लंबी बात है, because there are many other requirements. They are not in that game.
देखो, one thing I want to tell here, QCI is an autonomous body which is, propagating the schemes throughout the nation. But the scheme is borne by Ministry of MSME. So Ministry of MSME की scheme को ही हम चला रहे हैं. So QCI can propose some ideas, but they cannot implement straight away because there are a lot of ministry approvals required into this scheme changes and proposal.
Point well taken, sir. What he is saying is, एक Z का certification मुझे मिल गया है, so that should qualify, like for my overseas transactions. जब मैं दूसरे लोग certification मांगते हैं, they can say कोई Z का इनका किया हुआ है, so they should get accepted there. तो mutual recognition treaty करके आता है साहब, तो उसमें अगर वो आ जाए, तो that's a good point for future, sir. We can take it forward. What is turnover limit to get Z under medium industry? मीडियम की डेफिनेशन क्या है उद्यम में? The same definition applies, sir, for this. Whatever is the Udyam registration is required. It is the basic document. So Udyam will register you on the basis of the definition for MSME. तो उस definition के अंदर आप Udyam certificate आपके पास है, तो you are eligible to participate in this program. So that's how it will be looked at. For Z pledge and MSME does not need to go to a certification body, right? एक सवाल है दत्त साहब, Z pledge के लिए certification body के पास जाने की जरूरत नहीं है ना?
For Z pledge and MSME does not need to go certification body, right? Yes. नहीं जाने की जरूरत है.
You can directly apply on the portal.
You can directly apply on the portal, go through the registration steps and take a Z pledge. That's it.
Perfect. और बताइए. Any other queries, sirs? I think we have more or less come to the end of this.
Yeah, and
Thank you to our panelists and our expert. That's we are grateful to you, sir. That
Thank
you
you.
take
Thank
time
you very
out of
much.
your busy schedule and be with us. And has been very clearly explained by you. And I'm sure all our members on the panel, as well as we will circulate it to others also who could not attend, so that they can understand the scheme better. So that will be my big thank you to you, sir. Now, before we end, there are two announcements we'll make. Just kindly go to the there's a slides we will like to show. We will having upcoming webinars. We're going to have a couple of them. There's one coming up on unlock the UK home textile market. That will come on 12 June. Then we have a webinar on terms of delivery, Incoterm. That's an important one on 17 June. Then we'll do one webinar on the labor code, because a lot of labor codes have already come in. Now we must understand how people are responding to it. Then, of course, one on export finance that we will do on 24th June. So these invites will go to all our members. So please be free and be ready to join us, because these are important subject matters. Our idea here is to develop capacity building in the SMEs, capability building, better understanding of the rules, regulations, government policy, government schemes. As we found today, not many of us are aware of this very good scheme which the MSME ministry has put out through the QCI. So that gives us an opportunity to understand this. So we go ahead with these. Please do register. We will be putting out. Then simultaneously, we have, as you might know, an advanced certification program in international trade, which we have launched. Please go through this. It's an important program. All of you are welcome to register and get your skills upgraded. So this is a program on how to upgrade the skills on international trade, your knowledge base, your own understanding of the government rules, regulations. So many certifications have been issued. So many circulars have been issued. So many amendments have been made to policies that it's good to keep abreast with it. So I think I'll encourage all our members to kindly nominate 2 of your export executives to join this program, as a very important program, both online as well as offline in our office. We have got the provision for taking it. If you can come to our office, most welcome, and join the class. Otherwise, kindly log in online. So these are 2 important announcements I wanted to make. And for the rest, thank you very much once again for joining. Thank you to Sharad Dutta once again. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Till we meet again. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. किसने राजीव वर्मा ने लिखा है क्या? मैडम ने कॉपी कर, हाँ अच्छा लिखा है।